Howdy, who all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike, so glad you're here. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the week. What do we got going on today? Dow down about 500, NASDAQ down about 300. It's a down day and we gapped lower on the open. Now we had that relief rally early in the week and we failed. The rally failed. It failed at the 20-day moving average. I thought it'd jump up to the 50-day moving average, but it's already failed. And when it fails, it looks like we're going to go and make a new low. Now a lot of people talk about a crash here. Now I do not think we're going to have a crash. I actually don't. We're going to make a new low. I do believe that, but this has been pretty orderly, the decline. Now, once again, we're on the third Friday in a row, I think, where we've been down over 500 points. And when that happens, everybody starts talking about a Black Monday. Now, is a Black Monday, is that possible? Absolutely possible. I just don't believe it's going to happen. This has been an orderly decline. Look, we're right where we started summer at. Started summer at this point, rallied up, made a high, and rallied back down. I mean, the market's really gone flat. If you slept through summer, you didn't miss a whole lot. Okay, so do I think we're going to come down and make a new low? I actually do. I think we're going to get to the 200-week moving average on the SPY. That's at about 350. We're at about, I don't know, 365 right now, but I think we'll come down and make a new low. And this is a bottoming process. A lot of people are calling for the crash here. They weren't calling for the crash when we were at highs. No, now that the market's down 30%, that's where they're calling for the crash, and I just don't agree with that. I think we're in a bottoming process. I think we're going to make a low. I think that low is going to be a tradable low. Now, the 200-week moving average is right at about 350 on the SPY. We'll probably come and take that out, and that'll create extreme fear in the marketplace. And when you have extreme fear, that's usually where the bottom is. That will be a buying opportunity. That's just my opinion. Obviously, you probably have a different one, and that's perfectly fine. Let's move over to the real estate market. All right, so I was reading Yahoo Finance, right? Mainstream media. Mainstream media is funny to me. So here was the headline. Housing expert says that inventory will dry up. Now, he thinks that the inventory is going to go away, so hurry up and get in. Hurry up and buy right now before that inventory dries up on you. You want to get in before it's the last chance to buy a house. I had to look where this expert was from. Anyways, it's a company called Citus AMC. Maybe it's Citus AMC. Okay, so his name's Tim Rude, and he thinks that the sellers are now backing off. They're not putting their houses on the market for sale anymore because they're waiting for interest rates to fall so they can get the price that Billy Bob sold at down the street from them. They don't want to sell at these low prices, and I can't blame them. Everybody wants to get that high price, right? Nobody wants to sell at a low price. And so he's saying that the sellers are pulling back, not putting their houses on the market. This will dry up inventory because they're refusing to sell at these low prices. Now, I completely disagree with that, by the way, but we'll see how that plays out. Now, the other thing he says is that home builders, they stop building. They're not building anymore. Now, he's got a point there, but there's a reason they stop building. They stop building because they have a whole year worth of inventory that they can't get rid of. They're cutting prices as fast as they can, but they can't sell off their current inventory. Now, when they can't sell their current inventory, see, they finance with short-term financing. If they can't get this money back out of there, they can't afford to continue to build. Some home builders, well, they're going to go bankrupt. That's why they're not building. But he's saying that this is a big plus for real estate. You better buy now because we're running out of houses. Inventory's drying up. Home builders aren't building. This guy can't be more wrong. But once again, that's just a difference of opinion. Maybe I'm the guy that's got this all backwards. See, I think there's a big shift right now in the housing market. I think that shift is where the sellers are actually starting to freak out a little bit. They're starting to freak out because they got their home listed well below the price Billy Bob got. And it's still not selling because why? The buyers went away. Now, why'd the buyers go? Well, they can't afford the properties. Now, people don't don't realize how expensive it is to buy a property, right? So properties, they've gone up just in the last 2 years about 40%, right? So the properties have gone up. Let's say it was $1 million. Now it's $1.4 million. Okay, well, $1.4 million. Let's say what did the mortgage rates do? Well, they were at below 3%, and now we're up around 7%. And that's if you have good credit. If you don't have good credit, you're probably close to 8% already. But here's the thing. A lot of people, well, about 80% of the loans, they only put 5% down. 5% down. Now, okay, I've been out of the mortgage business for quite a long time, so I'm not going to have this exactly right. But when you put 5% down on a conventional loan, you need this to buy this thing. It's called private mortgage insurance, PMI it's known as. Private mortgage insurance. Now, it's in guaranteeing the lender that if you default, that you're going to they're going to pay him the 20% that you didn't have for the down payment. So you're buying an insurance policy to make sure you don't walk away from the property that will protect the lenders with the top 20%, the 20% that you didn't have to put down if you only had 5% to put down. Now, if you have 20% to put down, there's no PMI, no private mortgage insurance. You don't need to insure the lender. But this PMI is expensive. Now, it can be as little as 1/4 of a point, but, usually it's about 1%. So let's say you're a buyer out there. Now, let's say you don't have the best credit and you haven't saved that much money, but you saved all that 5%. You put it down and your credit's not that good, so you're paying up around 8%. But you got to pay this PMI insurance, so you're really up around 9%. Now, 9% on $1.4 million, that payment is big. You see, that's the affordability factor. People cannot qualify. Now, how do you get rid of the PMI? Now, the way I did it and the way I helped a lot of my clients do it was by doing what's called an 80-10-10. You see, if you put 20% down, you don't need that private mortgage insurance, right? So if you got 20% to put down, no problem. But a lot of people don't have it. So what I'd have them do is put 10% down, get a loan for 10%, and then they don't have the PMI and they get the other loan, for the 80%. So you got the first loan, which is running right now 7 to 8%, depending on your credit score. But the second loan is running between 10 and 12%. Now, you see, here's the other myth. A lot of real estate agents, they will tell you to hurry up and buy because mortgage rates are going to go much higher and you want to lock in this 7%. You want to hurry up and get this mortgage because look at that. And I believe them. I think next year at this time we'll be up over 10%. We'll see how that plays out. But they tell you hurry up and buy at this rate to lock it in. That's myth number one that they tell you. This is what the real estate agents tell you. Now, they'll tell you this because they want you to buy the property because they're already starting to starve. The real estate agents have no business. Business is down about 40%. And the mortgage companies like this Tim Rood, who wrote the article on Yahoo, he's in the real estate servicing business for the mortgages. I mean, well, he wants prices to keep going up. He wants people to keep buying. So he's got this philosophy, hurry up and buy. But look, the myth is that to hurry up and buy and lock this rate in. Now, here's the other thing real estate agents will tell you. Well, first of all, they'll tell you it's always a great time to buy. Everybody knows it's a great time to buy, right? Well, that's what us real estate brokers, we always say that. Never a bad time to buy. But look, here's the thing that they're also telling you. Okay, so you get that little guy saved up his 5%, right? And he's got to put that, he's got bad credit, so he's getting about 8%. And he's got to pay the private mortgage insurance, so he's up there around 9%. And here's what the agent comes and tells, oh, don't worry about that. You can refinance because the rates are going to drop. Inflation's peaked and it's all going to come down, and you'll be able to get that 9% back down to 3% just by the property. And that's a myth. I don't think that inflation's peaked a lot. Now, I do think it's going to temporarily pull back, but I think it's going to take off again. I really do. That's my opinion. It's, that's not based on anything. That's just my opinion. That's just what I'm seeing out there. Now, I am an economist, but you can't get two economists to agree on anything. You really can't. I mean, we have our own opinions and we have our own models and methods, and sometimes we're right, sometimes we get it wrong, but I think think that inflation is going to come in a little bit and then it's just going to take off again. So I think that's a myth also, that you should buy the house now so that you can refinance it at the lower rate later. They think it's going back to 3%. Well, that's because that's what the real estate agents are telling them. Look, that's not true. It's just not correct. Now, the mortgage business, they're kind of perpetuating this myth. Now, the mortgage business is at a 25-year low. 25 years ago, it hasn't been this low. It's slow out there for the mortgage guys. They'll say anything to get a loan done. Look at 25 years. You got to go back to like 1997. Wow. You got to go way back. That's how slow business is right now. All right? I mean, it's just coming to a standstill. And the home builders, I feel sorry for the home builders, but everybody's canceling on them. Look, a lot of homes are built because they're pre-sold, right? They're pre-sold. And when they pre-sold them, the buyer can qualify because it was a 3% loan. But now it's 7, 8, 9%. These buyers can't qualify. They don't have a choice. So what do they have to do? They have to cancel the contract. And that's why they can't get the property sold. And if they can't get the property sold, they can't get their money out of them. If they can't get their money out of them, they can't build the new ones because they can't pay the people to build them. They can't buy the materials. Well, the materials do. They're going up because of that inflation thing. So it's a vicious death cycle for the builders, and some of them aren't going to make it. But if you listen to Tim Rude, he'll tell you this is great for real estate. They're not building anymore. Well, we'll see, Tim. We'll see. I think that's not exactly an accurate statement. But hey, he's got a point. He's entitled to his opinion. I got nothing against him. But that's just what's going on. Look at the sellers. The sellers are starting to freak out, right? I mean, there's been these huge price reductions in my area. I mean, I'm not talking little $1,000 and $2,000 ones. No. I'm talking 20, 30%. On luxury homes, I'm seeing $1 million price reductions. $1 million is a lot of money. Even to rich people, $1 million is a lot of money. But we're seeing these price reductions, right? You go to many areas, 60 to 70% of the homes that are listed have already reduced the price. Why? Because they can't get what Billy Bob got. They just can't get. Now, I know in your area, prices go up, and you can all get the price that Billy Bob got. Matter of fact, you can be the new Billy Bob in your area. You can sell at a record high. But in most areas, that's not true. That's not the case. Most areas, it's coming down. Look, there's a lot of opinions. You can find arguments on any side. You want this sunshine? Go talk to your local realtor. It's always a great time to buy. You want the truth? Come here. Talk to Tall Mike. I'll give you the truth. I'll give you my opinion. Could I be wrong? Of course I could. I don't get everything right, but I think I got this one right. Anyways, if you like this stuff, give me the thumbs up. Why not? Because it's Friday. Get out there, everybody, and have a great weekend. We'll talk again next week if you hit that subscribe button. We will. Bye-bye now.